Hello, on this video I'm going to show you how to install Python on a Windows 11 machine, then I'm going to create a hello world, and then finally I'm going to install and run Pylint against that code. To install Python, I'm going to open a browser and then I'm going to search for Python. And it's going to take me to Python101, this link. I'm going to go to download, and then I'm going to download the latest version of Python. In this case it's 3.14 for me. I'm going to save this file, and then I'm going to open to run. Now stop right now. It's crazy important for you to stop here and click on Add Python to the path. If you don't, you're going to have a hard time running Python or pip or anything later. So make sure you add Python to the path. And then click on Install Now. Now I click on Close. And now I'm going to run, and I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to run a program called IDLE. Alright, so this is the IDLE, and this is where I'm going to write code. So I'm going to write a hello world code here, and then to run this program, I'm going to click on Run and then Run Module. Or you can also press F5 on your keyboard. It's going to ask me to save. I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to save on Documents inside a folder called Python101. And I'm going to name this in a rookie way because this is the wrong format for naming a Python program. But I want to make this mistake because later I want to use Pylint to tell me that this is wrong. So this is a rookie mistake. I want to click on Save. And then as soon as I do that, it will open the console for me and it runs the program for me. So the result of my run was Hello World. Now the other way for you to run this program is for you to open a command prompt on Windows and then browse to whatever you save the file. So I saved this file on Documents, and then inside a folder called Python101, and now I have the file right here. And if I want to run this file, I'm going to type Python, then mypython.py, and then it runs the program for me. As an alternative, you can also just type py and then mypython, and we will run the same way. So when you use the print function, you can print whatever you want. Here I'm just printing a literal constant, which is a string in this case, but you can print numbers as well. So I'm going to put the number 1, 2, 3. If I run, I'll get the 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom. And then you can also run 1, 2, 3 plus 10. It will do the math and it will print for you. If I put everything between double quotes, it will print actually what you have instead of doing the math for you. All right, so what if you want to print multiple things? So I'm going to put multiple things here. And I'm going to separate by comma. And when I print all these guys, it will give me some kind of a separation in between them. But you can also put a special separation if you want to by passing another parameter right here. And on this parameter, you can pass whatever you want to print in between the values on this function. So I'm going to put a couple of stars, and then once I print, you'll notice that I have the stars here and here. And if I had another value here, let's say you would also place in between the values. So on the separation arguments, I can put whatever I want and it will show right here in between the values. Now, what if I had some variables? I'm going to create a variable here. So name equals Seattle, then color equals blue, and size equals small. So instead of passing the actual literal constants, I want to pass the values here. So name, color, and size. I misspell size here, so I'm going to fix. And then comma. And then once I run this program, it actually prints the value that I set here on top. All right, so this is good, but it's not great. And the reason it's just good is because when you do this, when you pass multiple parameters, the function needs to put it together and it takes a little longer to process that. A better solution is to use what's called the F string. And to turn this into an F string, I'm going to put the letter F right here in the front, and then I'm going to put everything within double quotes. And then every time I run this program like that, it will actually print name, color, and size. It will print everything that's inside. And it looks like I forgot a comma right here. All right. So if I print this, it will print the actual thing that I have here inside instead of printing the values of the variable. So now how do I print actually the values of the variable instead of actually printing only the text right here? To do that, I'm going to put the variable within curly braces. So now name is going to be the value of the variable name. So I'm going to run this program, and now it prints Seattle for me. Now it's still printing color instead of blue. It's because color is still the constant. So to change that, I want to put color within curly braces. And then if I run, now I get the blue. And the same thing with size. I am going to put size in between curly braces. And now it gives me the actual variable. I'm going to print this. And then I can delete the separation. And this makes into a very, very fast way to print something. So this is really good. And then whatever you want to put here in between, you can. Some separation or whatever you want to put here. It ends, and then it will print everything for you very, very, very fast. So this is good, but not great. And this thing here is great. So now I'm going to run Pylint. So I'm going to go back to my command prompt. And first I'm going to install Pylint. So to install Pylint, I'm going to use the command pip install Pylint. And that will install Pylint for me. So now I have Pylint installed. So I'm going to type Pylint and then the name of the program that I'm running, which is my Python. So now the Pylint ran against my codes, and it's saying here, hey, you have a bunch of problems. Let me change the font here. So the first problem it's giving me here say, hey, there is a problem, and the problem code is C0114, and the reason that this problem is there is because you're missing a module docstring. So the first problem is missing the module docstring. So in order to know what this is, you can just get this string right here and then search the internet, and then it will tell you what the problem is, and then you can fix it. So I'm going to tell you what the problem is right now because I know what that is. And the docstring is right here on the top of every Python file. There should be an explanation of what that file does or what the program does. So the explanation of this program here is just going to be a quick hello world. So this is explanation, a documentation of what this program does. So I'm going to save this program. So I'm going to run the Pylint against the MyPython program, press enter, and now we're going to see that the docstring error is gone, and now I have a score a little better than 0 right here. I had 0, now I have a score of 2. So the next problem says here the module name MyPython does not conform to snake case. So that's because every Python program needs to be named on a snake case. So this is not snake case. So to solve this problem, I'm gonna go to File, Save As. And instead of saving as my Python, I'm gonna put the proper way to name, which is my underscore Python. So this is called the snake case. So the snake case is all lowercase, and if you have two words separated by a underscore. So save this guy, and now I can run the pylint against the code again. Now notice that I cannot run the pylint against the old name because that will give me the old errors, right? So I need to run against the new name. So I'm gonna run this guy again, and then you're gonna notice that the module name error is not there anymore, and your score went up a little bit. All right, so the other problem is it says here that the constant name does not conform with uppercase. So this is here because Python does not like for you to write anything outside a function. So you want to write everything inside the function, and everything that's outside the function, it assumes it is a constant instead of being a variable. So if these variables here were actually inside a function, this problem would not be there, but because it's outside the function, then it will generate the problem. So I'm gonna name everything capital case, and then I'm gonna do the same thing here, so I can fix this thing on the color as well, and then on the size. And I'm gonna run this program just to make sure it's not broken. Yep, it's good. And now I'm gonna run pylint again against that file, and now it gives me the 10 out of 10 score. So that tells me that this Python code here now follows all the Python coding standards. Now the coding standards is very tight on Python, and it should be this way. So if you're learning right now, don't start learning the wrong way. Start learning with the good programming standards. Now, a couple of curiosities here on Python. So let's say right here, after the word Seattle, I'm gonna put a couple of spaces here. So there's two blank spaces here. And if I run pylint against that, it will complain because it says, hey, you have trailing spaces. And the trailing space is on line 3. So Python does not like for you to put any empty spaces where you don't need to. So I'm going to delete these two empty spaces, and then the error goes away, and I get back to 1010 on pylint. Now another peculiar thing here is Python likes to have one empty line on the last line of the program. So this line number 10 is empty. If I put more than one, it will also complain about that. So trailing new lines at line number 10, and it gives me a lower score on pylint. So that means there's too many new lines right here. So Python likes one line, and what happens if you do less than one line? It will complain as well. So it needs exactly one line here. All right, so another thing here, just in case if you do something wrong, is when you put extra lines in the beginning of a line. In Python, spaces have a special meaning. So if I try to run this program here, it will not let me run because this is a syntax error. So your code needs to be indented to the left. Now, in future lectures, I'm going to show you that you will eventually start using spaces, but that's for blocks of codes. So for now, just make sure you can run your Python code, run a hello world, and also make sure you can run pylint, and you're going to be on a very, very, very good start. All right, so that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.